What's up, everybody? It is show time. Let's get it.
The Sportz Nuts are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
You know, Shane, I'm serious, man. Every single time I watch that, I'm thinking, man, Matt outdoes himself again. It's such a great opportunity to do these introductions. But man, guys, we have made it to Friday. We did it. Welcome to yet another wonderful episode of the Sportz Nutz. I don't know about you, but I get pretty excited every time I come on the show with Shane and Ben and Matt and our guests. It's just something special. It's getting to spend time with my friends for 90 minutes, but we have a great episode. Great to see everybody who's tuning in tonight. I'm going to give a special shout out to everybody who's listening on 95.5 KFCE, as well as TigerNation.live and the other 8 radio stations that we air on, plus the now 39 countries we also air. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you. But man, Shane, how was the rest of your week, sir?
Oh man, it was good. Weather's warming up, setting up for a very nice weekend up here. Close to mid 70s. We're not going to go close to 80, but definitely, like I was telling you earlier, definitely going to make me go out and play some golf this weekend. But as always, the work week is done. It's behind us, and now we can have some fun. Ready to get into it tonight, especially with Jerry. I know we had fun with him during our training days episode, so definitely ready to go deep dive into the Buffalo Bills with him.
That's right. Guys, as you just heard Shane allude to, we have our good friend Jerry White of the Jerry White Show. He is a huge advocate and avid supporter of your Buffalo Bills. He has his own radio show, I believe, in I'm trying to figure out what part of Alabama. He'll tell us exactly what part of Alabama he is in. I'm from Alabama, so I have to give a special little shout out to the real LA. Jerry knows that term very well. It's Lower Alabama. The real LA is what we call it. But after Jerry leaves, y'all, we still have a very good show. Ben will be joining us in a little bit. He's running a little bit late. He went to dinner with his family. Totally fine. Matt is battling the yucky flu. So, yeah, we will not see him on there. Yes, Mark Livingston, Furman and UConn tonight. Let's go. 10 p.m. Going to be a good one. So after Jerry leaves, y'all, we are going to talk about some really cool stuff. The viewership numbers for the World Baseball Classic are in, and the attendance numbers. And this is absolutely going to blow your socks off. We'll talk about that in a minute and what Commissioner Manfred is actually going to consider doing. Don't mind me. I'm laying down. Remember, I still am overcoming having total knee replacement. The NCAA tournament has gotten underway officially. It was on Thursday. Obviously, the first 4 happened. Miami of Ohio, they're their I guess you could call it their luck has run out. We'll talk a little bit about that one, about the whole tournament as a whole. Cleveland Browns have released the renderings for their new indoor stadium, and it is an estimated $3.5 billion to build. It kind of mimics a train station. So it got me want to talk about the new stadiums that are coming into the NFL. And are we in line to see possible iconic landmarks be changed to dome stadiums? We'll talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. And then, guys, it's almost here. And Shane, I know you are counting down the day. It's just like I am. The most iconic theme song in all of sports. The most iconic view, Amon's Corner. What are we talking about, Shane? Just tell everybody what we're talking about. Because if you guys don't know what Amon's Corner is, you're living under a rock. Shane, what are we talking about on that one?
Oh man, probably the most peaceful place on earth in the middle of a city. We're talking about Augusta National and the Masters coming up.
Yes, the Masters. I would love to play that theme song, but I don't want to get copyright. But it's such a beautiful theme song. That, and then we have our honorable mentions segment. Shane has a sports story. I have a small sports story to share with you guys too. And I'm going to tell you now, after what has transpired the last, Shane will literally allude to this too, what's transpired in the last 24 to 48 hours, we could give you probably 10 or 15 honorable mentions because there's been a lot of crazy stuff that has happened in the sports world. All right. So sorry, don't mind me again moving. Let's get it going. Let's bring our guest of honor in. Jerry, man, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm just excited to hang out with the boys.
That's right.
Always enjoyed watching what you guys do. And again, I guess I'm going to have to send Matt a check to get him to come on when I'm here. I don't know what's going on with that guy. I like him, and he disses me every time.
I know. Every time he does, you come on, he doesn't come on. And I told him earlier today, I was like, we're looking a little, are you maybe are you scared of Jerry? What's up? So,
hey, I'm a fan of that guy.
He's a hoot and we love it. Hey, you actually get a little shout out from our good friend John at the Pitch Grid. Said, "Yo, Jerry, good to see you,
dude. I love that dude, man. I was so excited when he kicked back off. We went through some stuff, and there's enough sports for everybody. There's enough views for everybody. We have to support one another in this, and I love to be able to support that guy.
Absolutely, John is a really good buddy of mine. So let's dive right into it, Jerry. Your Bills, they did a lot of changes this offseason. I mean, so many changes. Now, the most notable change being that you guys have a brand new coach. In theory, it's brand new. He's been with the program for a very long time as it is, but I'm not going to pretend that it was all Sean's fault for the Bills not getting over that necessary hurdle. But I've been a firm, and you're going to love this term I'm going to use, Bill Lever.
Okay.
That there is some sort of curse going on either with Josh Allen, with the Bills, or both. But let's bring everybody down to reality, Jerry. What are your thoughts on why this franchise can't seem to get over that hurdle and win the Covenant Lombardi Trophy? Is Josh Allen cursed, or is it just the Buffalo Bills? What could be the problem?
We've had this issue way before Josh Allen. Right, we've never won the Super Bowl as it stands now. So it has nothing to do with Josh Allen. He's Superman. He's Captain America. He is if we're going to be successful, it's going to be because of that. He leads us that way, man. So there's no curse. We're moving out of a trash stadium. As much as I love it, it is horrible. So thankfully, we're going to be getting a new Highmark Stadium this season. So hopefully if there was some negative, all that wide right from back in the day, hopefully that's gone now, and we'll get the new juju, all right, the new positivity, the new energy. Chris Berman says it, right? No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. And I mean, I know you guys are moving pretty stout, moving fast with building this stadium. I'm really excited to see the new Orchard Park facility once it gets going. I mean, I'm so excited. All right, Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, one of my questions was geared towards the new Highmark Stadium, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. We've got Oracle Park has always been a great place to catch a game. Of course, be it the weather, and of course the mafia makes it great anyway during the tailgates. But supposedly starting July, August is supposed to be whenever the new stadium's opening. $2.1 billion spent on it. It's got some great it's going to be a fan focused kind of deal from what I've heard. More of a true kind of football atmosphere where the upper decks are more on top of you and kind of give you that home field advantage that Buffalo has always been known for, but now it's going to make it even better. A couple of the features, it includes about a 60% canopy for the fans for weather, and switching from turf to a natural field with a state of the art air and drainage system, the heat and all that for it. What are some of the things that you're looking forward in the stadium, and kind of what's the vibe about it opening up around town kind of deal?
Well, everyone's excited. And again, a lot of people who aren't from Buffalo or don't know anything about the Bills, really, they say, hey, why not a dome? Because when you're part of the Bills Mafia, you're from that area. Part of the home field advantage is the snow, right? It's the citizens of and people traveling all in with their shovels to help shovel out the snow so you can play a game. A lot of research went into turf and why there's so many injuries in the NFL, and it's getting to the point where I think you're going to see a lot of stadiums go back to natural grass. But Buffalo, with what they're doing with the heating and the drainage and the cooling system, it's going to be an amazing place. I just watched the video that I forgot who put it out. Maybe it was Eric who put it out with Josh Allen touring the new facility, and still a long way to go. But the next 3 months, it's going to get down to business. It's still going to be very mafia friendly. It's it's a ton of money. It's a ton of money. But at the end of the day, there's only one real team in New York, and that's Buffalo.
I love it. All right, so you have a couple of questions from our audience. The first one is from our guy, Mark Livingston. Do you think Brandon Beane should have been fired along with Sean McDermott?
I do not. I think Brandon Beane does a good job of letting his coaches kind of dictate the area they go to for the players that fit their system. And if you look what he does, does he make some draft picks that I don't necessarily agree with? Sure. I mean, every GM does that. But
every GM does that.
Correct. What he's really, really good at, though, is the back end contracts and talking these players into taking Buffalo friendly deals and staying home deals and those kind of things. He is very, very good at that. And Joe Brady, he was on a NFL Network video with I know you guys saw it with Daniel Jeremiah.
Yes.
And who's the best in the business, in my opinion. And he's talking about, we're gonna be in step, right? Here's what I need to make my team work, my offense work. And there's a lot of uncertainties though, but that's a great question. A lot of people wanted Beane to get fired, but I think Beane is he's done a good job managing the budget. When it comes down to draft capital this year, fellas, Buffalo's number 28. We're struggling in draft capital. We don't have a second round pick. Those are some things, obviously, when we get into draft talk. If you guys want to talk draft, I'm ready for it. But I think Beane does a good job of getting contracts done and talking people into taking. Think of Joey Bosa this past year, guys, when he said, "Hey, when I came up here to visit, I haven't felt this since I was in college." He went to Ohio State. When you talk about a real atmosphere and a real team, it being different, Buffalo is just different, and a lot of that goes to Brandon Beane being able to get the right guys that fit what they're trying to do.
I like that. So now, Jerry, it is well known that this draft is not something you really want to write home to mom about per se, as far as offense. Now, defense is another story, but there has been a lot of great offensive players. There hasn't been a lot of great offensive players in the draft as of late. The 2027 draft, that is the stacked draft upon stacked. I mean, if we could have 15 rounds, I guarantee all 15 rounds every player would play. That's how solid this draft is, that 2027 draft is. But why do you think or what? Who do you think what do you think the Bills need to focus on in this particular draft class, especially knowing that this is kind of a stepping stone to what everybody's wanting to get to, which is the 2027 draft?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I really think that the key is you do not give away next year's draft capital. Do not do it. That next year's draft class is absolutely loaded, but I think there's a lot of good pieces here. Not necessarily when you talk quarterbacks. I don't think there's going to be more than 2 quarterbacks taken in the first round. I think Mendoza obviously righted it, put it in on a stone tablet. That's the number 1 pick for sure. Then quarterback wise, when you look at this particular draft class, it's Ty Simpson. I think he's going to sneak into the first round. Then I'm really not sure where everyone else goes. When you talk about what the Buffalo Bills need in particular, if you're asking me, if I'm Bean right now, I'm trading back. I need draft capital. At my pick 26, who's really going to be there that's going to get me to where I need to be? I need some capital. So I would be okay trading back a little bit. But as far as this goes, look, I'm going to be 100% transparent on my opinions when it comes to this right here. When I look at the Buffalo Bills right now, I don't see a team with offensive problems.
Mm-hmm.
People may come at me with that, but
I agree with you on that. I don't see that there's not a lot of disparity with regards to you guys having issues with the offense.
I mean, we're scoring almost 30 points a game offensively, but what we have to do, we have to get better defensively. That is the key. If we're going to win a Super Bowl, I mean, we got Josh Allen, and now that we've got a proven weapon in DJ Moore, did we have to overpay for him? Not like I see what these guys are having to, these big contracts since we got DJ Moore. We gave up a 2nd-round draft pick. So, and I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great combination. He's proven the fact that he can go win those 50-50 contested balls. He gets separation. He's got great hands. He has done it 100%, man. He is a fantastic offensive weapon. Didn't get along with Caleb Williams very well, and that was shown. They drafted DJ Moore was not their guy. They inherited DJ. So when the new regime came in and got the younger wide receivers, I can see him phasing out. But when you look defensively, we have to improve that. I want to focus on linebacker, edge, secondary. We have to. And the fact that we're changing to a 3-4 defense, it's a little concern. It's different. That doesn't mean it's bad. Jim Leonard, the new defensive coordinator, he's never been a defensive coordinator in the NFL. I mean, I like him. I think it was a great pickup. But you look back in the day when he was the defense coordinator of Wisconsin, he was the real deal. He brings some excitement. He brings some new energy Buffalo's lacking. That is very, very exciting. But if we don't go and get defensive heavy in this draft, let me throw this back to you, Shane and Brandon. You guys love the draft as well. Name me a wide receiver that would be there at pick 26 or be there in the 2nd round that the Buffalo Bills could have drafted that would have been a better weapon than DJ Moore.
Ooh.
Not available at that pick that late.
Yeah, no.
Nothing's available. I will say there's never really anything available that can turn heads that late in the draft.
But if you look, I think we're very, very deep. This particular draft, guys, I think is very deep at wide receiver. I think there's going to be probably 6 or 7 come off in the first round. So they would have no chance of getting Carnell Tate, Malachi Lemon, Jordan Tyson, Denzel Boston. The big everyone's saying that he's going to be a bust because Keon Coleman's not done what he should do. I think Boston's going to be fantastic. Omar Cooper Jr., Casey Concepcion, I think those guys go in the first round. Then probably a Tennessee guy, Chris Braswell, could sneak in. But you look at the later.
I was going to ask you about him. What did you think about him? And
dude, he's so fast. And
you're
big.
Answering that question right away.
So fast. He's so big. I would be thrilled if we could get that guy in the fold. Then you look at Chris Bell. I think he's that's the big time fast wide receiver from Louisville. Is that knee injury? Where is he with the knee injury? I'm hearing he's 3-4 weeks ahead of schedule. Germany Bernard from Alabama going to be available. Zachariah Branch, one of the most exciting punt returners in the country. But if you look at what he does, he's kind of like Shakur Khalil Shakir for Buffalo, it's all the screen game. We need somebody to go downfield. I'm a fan being a Notre Dame guy. I like Malachi Fields, big 6'4", great hands. Then you got the national champion Elijah Surratt. You guys are not too far from Clemson. So Antonio Williams last year, everyone thought he was going to be a locked-in first-round draft pick. Didn't go as planned. But a couple names I want to throw at you. And don't laugh at me, guy. I know you like to make fun of people. I think later in the draft, there's some big opportunities. Malik Benson. Write this guy's name down. Malik Benson. Benson. He's from Oregon. This kid is unique. He's very special. He didn't get all the publicity I think that he deserves. He's a 4'3" guy. He's 6'2.5", almost 6'3". He's a 4'3", 440 guy with great hands. He catches the ball with his hands. I think he's certainly going to be moving up the ladder. He's going to make someone an excellent day 3 pick. Jeff Caldwell out of Cincinnati. Fantastic receiver. But Jacoby Lane, USC, I hate USC. Hate him. But he's fantastic. But the one everyone's circling right now is Bryce Lance. He's proven, his brother's an NFL quarterback. And
his brother's Trey Lance, right?
Trey Lance, exactly.
Yeah.
He's a North Dakota State.
North Dakota State, yeah.
He's got all the tools. But Ted Hurst out of Georgia State, fellas, you want this guy on your team.
I like that. All right, Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, and I think that KC, if y'all do get that first round pick, I think that he could be there that late, and would be great for y'all because of his also the punt returning and kick returning ability that he could give you guys. But we were talking about Bean earlier, so I kind of want to jump into the Bills have added a few big pieces,
Sure.
This offseason through free agency, especially getting McGovern back. And then, definitely they're bolstering the defense with Bradley Chubb on the other side of Bosa and getting a veteran corner there in C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Where are you think that the Bills are done kind of with this free agency round into the draft, or do you think that they might make a splash here or there?
Shane, what do you need me for? You're speaking gospel. I don't know. You don't know why I'm here. No, I think when you look at where we're at with our salary cap, I don't think we're really going to go do anything crazy. We forget, we lost Bosa. We didn't bring him back. It was a 1-year deal, so we're not going to sign him.
1 year,
Yeah, Bradley Chubb, though, we're not getting the first-round draft pick Bradley Chubb. We have to know where our expectations have to be dampened a little bit. But I think in this defense, man, he's a special player. He sacked Josh Allen twice last year in one game. He can do it. But when you look at I think we need the help with, like you said, we got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who his attitude, I would say he's the Shane of the Buffalo Bills, right? He's the intimidator. He's the guy that's going to change. He's the weatherman, right? He's going to change the people around him. But the sneaky
well, the weatherman's only right about 50% of the time now.
No, it's
okay,
like
I give you that.
It's 30%.
But from an attitude-wise, that guy is different. He's going to change the locker room. He brings some intensity. But Brandon, I was so thankful that we were able to sneak D. Alford away from the Falcons. That guy covering the slide in that nickel, man, he's silky smooth.
Yes.
Geno Stone is a piece we brought in to go with Cole Bishop. But like you said, it's up front, man. We got Dorian Williams. But if you remember Michael Hoyt last year, he served a 6-game suspension, played 2 games, and blew out his Achilles. This guy was made to play in this 3-4 offense. So people aren't really thinking about him. We do bring back Ed Oliver. Been banged up, but we're going to get him back, and we have to.
Old Ed Oliver played for Atlanta.
What was that?
Old Ed Oliver played for Atlanta. I remember.
He's played for everybody. I don't know.
Yes.
That guy was.
He's made his way around the league. That's for sure.
We got Deion Walker, who had a great rookie season out of Kentucky. I just don't think we got anything behind him. We got to have. He can't be our only nose tackle, and he's 6'8". How many 6'8" nose tackles do you know? I think he's more of a 4-eye role in this defense, but. That's really all we have. So I think we're going to make some small splashes. You know, we got to have around $4 to $5 million just to cover the draft for these contracts, and we're playing on a razor thin budget. But you know what? I'm very excited about where we're at, and if we take this draft, and I think we can make a splash defensively in this draft. And I was talking about wide receivers, but linebacker is something we certainly need. And we're not going to get a chance to draft a Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese. We could get a C.J. Allen, but I'm very excited about Jacob Rodriguez. What do you guys think about Rodriguez out of Texas Tech?
Oh, yeah. I think if you guys had that second-round pick, that would be a definite
that'd be a steal.
Sure.
Shane used the word. I think that'd be so. What do you think, Ben? Do you think that would be a steal too?
I like Rodriguez, yeah. And as a player that's been playing for college football, 4 or 5 years?
Right.
I mean, he's an older guy, so that means he's going to have a lot of experience, a lot of playing days. So he may be a plug-and-play type of player for sure.
Hey, Ben, let me throw a question to you, if I can. Let me interrupt. Ben, tell me what I can expect from Bradley Chubb.
I had a feeling you'd ask that. You can expect him to be on the IR at least 5 weeks of the season. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, he may be. I don't know. It'd be our luck. You know, he was injured.
Taking stabs. I love it.
It'd be our luck, man. He was injured pretty much every season, at least 4 games since when he was here. So it'd be our luck. He go to Buffalo, he'll have like 15 sacks probably. But
that sounds about right.
I think at his age, I doubt that you're going to get a 12 sack a season kind of player. But you know, I think a 7, 8 sacks, I think is doable. I mean, that's about what he averaged when he was with Miami. So.
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody to wear the green dot. I'm looking for a leader on that defense. We really don't have it right now, so I'm hoping he can fill that slot.
I think you were hoping for Dorian Williams to be that, but
you know,
I will say this too, Jerry. I think that you guys are. I think what you guys are going to do is, I think you guys have all the. I'm going to say, I think you guys have solid pieces. I really do. You know, and my friend, you probably have heard of him. His name is Mark Ryan. He is a big component. You can have 2 teams that you can cheer from. The first one is your homegrown team. That's your team. Like my team is the Atlanta Falcons. I've been a diehard Falcons fan since the early 90s, thanks to my sister. But my second team, and this is actually true. Now I'm not going to support. I'm sort of supporting the Ravens because that's my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, or they do stuff with Baltimore. They live in Baltimore. But my team my second one that I secretly cheer on is Buffalo, because your fans are unbelievable. They're amazing. They're diehard. They're thick and thin. I mean, you guys have been through, you know, just plain and simple. You've been through hell and high water. I mean, you guys went to 4 Super Bowls in a row. You lost all 4 in a row. You know, you're all. Hey, we at the 28-3 stuff. So I mean, you have that. You know, you get that next.
This is next week, isn't it?
You're funny. You're so funny, Shane. I forgot to laugh. No, but you guys are just on the precipice of it. I'm really excited for what's going to transpire. I will say this. This is also from our good friend John, the Pitch Grid podcast. Can you speak about how Bill's ownership handles things? Are the Bigalis handling things like they have with the Sabres?
The press conference, you know, that press conference is kind of how it goes. Pagula's, they're a great family. If you take a poll, I would say 70% of the Buffalo Bill fans don't like what we're doing ownership wise. They are making, I mean, this has been a great hockey wise. It's been a great season for us this year. And this coming from a team, hey, we're used to losing. We expect to lose in the hockey season. But we're having a great season going right now. But from an ownership standpoint, I question, you know, some of the things that they do. But I guess if you got that much money, fellas, you can talk to people however you want to.
You hit the nail on the head. All right, Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, Jerry, thanks again for coming on with us, man.
Anytime.
We really do enjoy it. And, you know, I think everybody in America kind of can resonate with the Buffalo Bills at some point, kind of deal. You know, either it be the highs or the lows, or just the fans. But you know, Josh Allen, we've talked about him here or there, but he's one of the NFL's most prestigious players that's in the league nowadays. Has been for a few years, I believe. He won his MVP in 2024. I think all but 2 years, maybe his rookie season and one more. He finished outside of the top 5 in MVP voting. Do you think with the pieces that the Bills have added, like say with the DJ Moore and him already being the odds-on favorite at plus 550 to win the MVP, do you think that he'll actually get it done and win that coveted second MVP trophy?
If you ask any Buffalo Bill fan, I don't think we care about that. And I think Josh Allen feels the same way. Yes, it's great to get those kind of things. It's all team with Josh Allen, and that's what makes him such a good teammate. I think that's why he's so well liked throughout the country, and including in the NFL. He truly cares about the Buffalo Bills and this team, and he wants to bring Buffalo the championship. Does he have what it takes? I think so. I think you're going to see an offensive explosion this year. It's gonna seem better because I think we're going to do some things defensively. It's going to get us in where our offense is not trying to win the game last second all the time, right? Our defense is going to be able to make some stops if we make the right draft picks. If we don't take care of this defense in the draft, then we'll be picking 26th, 25th, 28th next year. But I think Josh Allen is a future Hall of Famer. I think DJ Moore is really going to help him break out. I think him being on this team on the outside is really going to help everyone else. Cook is doing Cook things. But, Shane, you made a point about bringing Conor McGregor back, that center. I think that was an important piece that people really aren't talking about. And I'm excited to see what this team is going to do. It can't get here soon enough, for sure.
His name is Jerry White of the Jerry White Show. Jerry, can you let everybody know where they can find you on social?
Yeah, man.
And then also when your next episode is.
Yeah, man, it's kind of all over because the guest I go with, man, is way out of my reach. So I put my schedule around them. So if they say, hey, I can come on, that's when I do it. Hey, Jeff Underwood, myself, we have the Kapow Show. We do about 4 episodes a week, mostly around 10, 11 o'clock Central Time here in Northeast Alabama. Then the Jerry White Show, I normally do it later in the afternoons. All the usual suspects, man, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff, man, always here. And 90% of the time, you can catch me watching you fellas. I appreciate what you do. I'm excited again. Ben, thank you for showing up because Matt never does. So thank you, man.
That's right. He's probably out partying.
Actually, so he told me he has the flu. All right, so I got one quick question to ask you from our guy John at the Pitch Grid. Do you know much about the Buffalo Buffalo soccer franchise that's coming?
Yeah, I know nothing about soccer. Pele. I have limitations. I only have so much bandwidth in my brain, and so it's Buffalo, it's the Yankees, it's Notre Dame Athletics. So I don't have. You're the expert on that one, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, Jerry, I appreciate you, my friend. Please go enjoy this evening, and then also go enjoy some college basketball. I've been glued to this TV all day, and and Ben has been texting back and forth, and Shane, we're all just like, is this real? Like this first round has been electric. And then you and I texted earlier, and then you said this is going to be the best tournament we've had in quite a while. So
yeah,
Jerry,
I think it's going to be a lot of updates. So hey, Shane, hit them straight, my friend.
I'm going to try. If I don't, and it keeps going one way, I'm going to aim the opposite.
Love it. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate
Jerry,
you having
take care.
me on.
We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks.
See you, Jerry.
Oh man, what a cool experience to have Jerry. We love always having Jerry on. Jerry's the best. All right, so let's get into it. By the way, folks, look who has joined us. Ben, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Happy Friday. You made it. You made it to Friday, dude.
Yeah, I know. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes. Aaron said, I don't know. Clemson game is close, but it's ugly. You don't want to know my thoughts on what's going on with Clemson.
I got Iowa winning there.
I do too. And I hear there's this old cliche of the Brad Brown because that's all he does was he produced L's. So we'll see. All right. So the viewership numbers are out for the World Baseball Classic. as well as the attendance numbers. And it is going down as the most watched and most viewed in-person World Baseball Classic ever. A more than 24% increase in numbers, by the way. This is how popular it is. Commissioner Rob Manfred has said that they are going to discuss and possibly vote this offseason for a mid-season tournament, sort of what they have with the World Baseball Classic and with hockey. Obviously, the NBA has also kind of made it a little bit of a joke too, but this is really exciting. Now, the most viewed ever was in 2006 when America took on Mexico in the second round and they won. But this time around, the semifinals against the Dominican Republic drew 7.37 million viewers. So I'm going to go with you, Shane. What does this say about the World Baseball Classic? And then this is for everybody. Do y'all think we will see more amazing numbers for baseball events and maybe even have this mid-season tournament that's supposed to happen? Shane.
Oh yeah, well, I definitely think the viewership numbers and hearing the numbers are great. Not only the viewership numbers but the attendance numbers. We all know that it's great to see the Marlins Park handle fans like that, because we know that they're definitely not used to it.
That's the truth.
But this tournament's been great to see. It's really great to see the amount and the number of countries kind of grow over the past couple of years as we're leading into it, and the numbers are going to keep growing. I believe that you're going to find interest and get more players out there, but it is kind of limited. The in-season tournament or the mid-season kind of tournament deal. Tony said it with us on Wednesday. I think that's going to make for, if they did it, it'd make for a better product on the field. Of course, you have those guys in mid-season form, and then also you have other things though that could happen with injuries, be it the stars on certain teams and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely something to take a look at, and kind of maybe do late May, early June, kind of in that real lull of the kind of sports world. Kind of after basketball's ended, baseball, major leagues is kind of starting up, and college is kind of wrapping up at that time too. So kind of have it in there. As Tony said, once every 3-4 years that it happens, shrink the season down. It's not like these guys aren't playing baseball.
And yes, he did say shrink the season. Remember what he said? It was like 140. That's what he said.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. It takes away 22 games, which is about a month. So, and then at that point, you could also, kind of have some of your bigger stars that aren't on these teams. They could go, kind of highlight AAA ball and get that kind of product up, and get the fanfare up for that. But you never know. The owners aren't going to go with 22 less games.
Whatever draws in the most money, right?
Yeah. So that's definitely interesting. But I think it might be a good idea. It'd be something that, like Manfred said, that they're going to explore. So definitely the interest in the World Baseball Classic has gone up.
So this is from John, our friend of the Pitch Grid podcast. He sent me the top 10 rated markets for the World Baseball Classic final. And number 1 was Kansas City at 9.28 million. Number 2 is Philadelphia at 8.16 million. Number 3 is Boston at 6.74. Milwaukee was at number 4 as well. Number 3 was Boston. Number 4 is Milwaukee at 6.858. Number 5 is Pittsburgh at 6.47. Number 6 is San Diego at 6.15. Number 7 is New York. I'm guessing both New York Yankees and Mets. I don't know. 6.09 million. Fort Myers, which is weird. Florida. Fort Myers at 6.02 million. St. Louis at 5.96. And New Orleans at 5.91 million. So, Ben, you see all these numbers. You hear all these numbers. I know you texted us regularly about the baseball because it's a lot of fun to watch. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that, I mean, first off, are you going to support a mid-season tournament? And what are your overall thoughts on this whole World Baseball Classic as a whole?
Well, to answer your first question, I think. Well, first off, I'm going to say I think the reason you said Fort Myers is odd, it's because spring training used to be. I don't know if it was in Fort Myers, but it was in South Florida for a while. Um, but
They hold it in Clearwater now.
yeah, yeah. But that's close enough anyway, I suppose. But so to answer your first question, I I would be in favor personally of limiting, the amount of games that we have because I mean, let's be honest, a lot of your games happen in the middle of the day, kind of like March Madness. It's kind of like, but more more so. I mean, you have a lot of games that are 2 p.m. on a random Thursday, and I mean, let's be honest, the only people that are watching those are retirees. So I'm definitely in favor of lessening the amount of games. In terms of to answer your second question about the expanded exposure of the WBC. I think it's fantastic for sports. I think it just further strengthens the stranglehold that baseball has. That baseball is America's sport. I think it only improves upon that notion. So I think it's definitely good for the game of baseball. I'm not in favor of the midseason tournament, and the big reason being, who the heck's going to care? I mean,
Yeah, really.
if they win the midseason tournament, it's kind of like the NBA Cup. Like, I don't even know who won the cup. Was it the Knicks or something? I don't even know. So, I mean, like, nobody cares. I don't
Exactly.
know. I don't know. I'm not in favor.
And it, here's the only way I'd be favored of it, and I follow you 100% of this too. But here's the only way I would actually be favored. You saw the NHL, the four countries thing for their
Mhm.
all-star. I
Mhm.
liked that. I thought that was actually more enjoyable to watch than traditional all-star games. And Shane, we have said this. I mean, gosh, we've run out of fingers and toes, and how many times we have bad-mouthed the NBA All-Star Week.
Hey, that was good
Matt
this year.
Matt even came in
Yeah,
and said, "Thank
it
you
was
so
a
much for
competitive
reminding
game.
us." Yeah, but he came back and said, "Thank you so much for reminding us why the All-Star Weekend has kind of been a joke." Same thing with the Pro Bowl. We've had that debate before. So I think the only thing that would make it beneficial is if baseball does something like the World Baseball Classic, kind of what they did with the countries thing with NHL. That's the only way I think it's going to be enjoyable, more successful. So we'll
Yeah.
see. All right, so as you guys know, if you don't know, man, you've literally been little. What are you living under for real? The NCAA tournament has gotten underway, and there's been a lot of amazing games. Miami of Ohio did something that they had never done, and they said, "Hold my beer." We were supposed to be here. They won their first game ever in NCAA. Well, they won their first game in the NCAA tournament. They lost today, of course, to Tennessee. But I mean, it was like a 3-point barrage that went bananas with Miami. I think they won like 15 and 3-pointers or something like that. It was crazy against SMU. So then we saw even more crazy upsets. The most notable one, which is not too far from both you, Ben, and Shane, is High Point, one of the smallest schools in the entire NCAA tournament. Upset Wisconsin 83-82. And then you were texting us earlier how we were only 2 seconds away from seeing another amazing upset that happened. Obviously, it didn't come to light and they didn't win. So I'm going to go you first, Ben. What has your thoughts been on this first couple of days of the NCAA tournament, and what are your expectations going into the second round of the NCAA tournament, which starts tomorrow?
Loaded question. This is one of my favorite times of year. As a North Carolinian, this is like our Super Bowl, or and I guess the second Super Bowl. It's amazing, man. I mean, you think March Madness is popular all over the nation, and it is, but it's different down here, man. It really is. Um, I expect more upsets. I mean, I don't think there's going to be as many, going forward. There usually isn't, but I don't think there would be as many going forward. I will say this, so far this tournament has been far more exciting to watch than last year. Last year it was the snooze fest. I mean, it was 1, 2, 3 seeds dominating the whole time.
Yep.
So it's been amazing. I mean, hey, if y'all haven't watched the Kentucky versus Santa Clara game, y'all need to go back and watch it.
Yes,
That
was crazy.
Honest to goodness, if you could define March Madness in one basketball game, that would be it.
That's right.
That
You
would
hit
be
the
it.
nail on the head. And and you know, I and Ben was like, "This is really going to go well. This is typical you see of like the West Coast conferences. They live and die by the threes, and the threes. You know, and Shane, you saw it too. The dude took 2 threes against the tallest guy on the other team, and he blocked both of them. So you kind of had to think like, dude, what were you thinking? But shout out to Hofstra, Speedy. By the way, did you guys know that Speedy Claxton is the head coach at Hofstra? Like, that's pretty cool in itself. But you know, there's been so many great games. Shane, which ones have you eyeballed the most, and which ones have you sat there and say, man, this has been one bleep of a tournament, and that's a good bleep.
Oh yeah, well, I could tell you a couple little deep dive stats for you guys. You know, like I like to do. Siena leading Duke in the first round at halftime by 11 points. Only 16 seed to lead a 1 seed by double digits in NCAA tournament history. Let's see, you got VCU's comeback over North Carolina last night, down 19 points, the largest first round comeback ever in NCAA history, second largest of all time. You got Chase Johnson with High Point has made 1 2-point field goal all year.
That's a weird stat too.
And it happens to be the game winner against Wisconsin. I mean, so if that tells you just a little bit of the wildness that we've seen this year, like just in this first round, as Ben mentioned, it's more interesting than what we saw almost all of last year during the tournament. But I can tell you, I got two of those upsets right with VCU and Texas. So I was pretty happy
and
about
Shane
that.
did say, because remember I asked him on Wednesday, so who is your your sleeper? And you said VCU, and VCU pulled the rabbit out of their hats and upset UNC.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
and we still got a couple round 1 games going on tonight that are fairly competitive, and I think that's what we've seen this March Madness that I think we all enjoy, and makes it so much more interesting to watch. Kind of from start to finish, from 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock, just about. But it's been real competitive. Definitely looking forward to the next round. That Duke TCU game is going to be pretty good. Duke may wake up after that round 1. Kind of scared.
We got to get our starters back, man.
Don't overlook your opponents. That's for darn sure. You never ever look past any opponent.
Vandy, Nebraska.
Yes.
I think it's going to be one to highlight. And then one that we saw complete today, that Texas Tech Alabama game. And then a possible one that we may see would be what's that going to be? St. John's, Kansas.
That's gonna be a good one.
So that could be
Bill Self versus Rick Pitino.
Yeah, so definitely not done with the great games yet, and definitely looking forward to the rest of the tournament.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for everything about it. I mean, it's
Kansas has got to win first tonight, though.
Yep, they do. They have to win. They have to win.
We could see.
With what's going on with this whole first couple of days, I wouldn't put it past to see a crazy upset. I really wouldn't. So we'll see. But if you guys are looking for good quality basketball, you're definitely in the right place to watch. So tune in. There's a lot going on. We have a guy. His name is Aaron on here. He gave us a score recently about about Clemson, and it's not looking pretty. I think this is Clemson's one and done. I really do, just by how it's
47.
They don't have enough star power, man.
Yeah, they
They don't have
don't.
no star power.
They haven't zazzled enough. So we'll see on that one. But yeah, this is crazy. All right. So the Cleveland Browns have released the renderings for their new indoor stadium. It is an estimated $3.5 billion to build, but you know that number fluctuates so much. It mimics an actual train station. It looks like a train station. It's crazy. Um, Jacksonville Jaguars they're building the quote unquote stadium of tomorrow. They start their renovations actually this year. I think it's like $2 billion plus for the cost to renovate this stadium, and it's
The
actually going to
cons have the money.
yeah, it's going to look like a bolt like a toilet. Remember the old urinals they had back in the day for at the hospital, like a toilet bowl. It kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
But then the soon to be Hammond Bears, which is weird to say. Now, Chicago did come out with a rendering of what they would turn Soldier Field into to try and entice them one last time to stay, but it doesn't look like it's going to stay. But their indoor facility is estimated going to be at $4 billion plus building in the Buffalo Bills. They're moving into their stadium and faster than they expected. But now here's one that I think is going to blow you guys away. New Orleans came out. You know, the Superdome has been around since the 60s, almost actually the 70s. It's an old rust bucket. It's been through hell and high waters for sure. They still do it to this day. Is a voodoo ritual before every game because it's built on top of an old cemetery. But they've talked about building a brand new stadium, which I mean, it's okay that it's been there for so long. Why not? So now that there are all these reports that more and more cities they are transitioning to dome stadiums, which one of y'all's bucket list destinations to visit could transition to a dome? You know, are we going to see Lambeau Field turn into a domed Lambeau Field? What about Seattle? So I'm going to start with you, Shane. What does this say to you about the all the NFL stadiums? And do you think we're going to see the iconic venues transition to domed facilities?
Well, you know, the reason why you go to these dome facilities is to get that viability for a Super Bowl bid. Because
Yep.
especially if you're a northern team, you know, you're very rarely going to get that Super Bowl bid because it's in the middle of February and you never know what the weather's going to be like. So a dome fixes that. A dome also provides other big venue spaces for other events that you could hold, especially being a major football city and stadium, be it a national championship game in college football or a college football playoff game kind of deal. So that's why you see a lot of these teams going to the dome stadiums. I think you know, as Jerry said when we had him on earlier, you know, Buffalo didn't go to a dome stadium, but they did go to a particular sheltered kind of stadium. You know, with 60% of it being kind of enclosed. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami that we've talked about has the shade over top. Seattle's got kind of a version of it on their sidelines. You know, for the upper deck. So I could see stuff like that, like say Lambeau Field and you know a couple places like that. Um, the next city I could see go to a dome though, man, I'd hate to see it, but definitely could see Philly.
Ooh.
Philly go to a dome. You know that I think that they've got the room where they're situated with all three kind of stadiums being right there
Mhm.
all together. So and right there on the river, you know, I think that you could bring in a good crowd, and with it being such a big city and the possibility for you know the other big events being there, I could see them, you know, one of the more traditional outdoor teams going to a dome next.
I like it. What do you think, Ben? What are your thoughts on the possibility that we could see every team become a domed team?
I don't think it's going to happen, and I'll give you two big reasons why. Number
Okay.
one, I think you have to take into account the history. I think you'll have a lot of fans. It's already happening that you'll face some backlash, especially in Green Bay. Now, if those fans find out that, hey, we're going to build a dome stadium, I promise you there will be riots in downtown.
Well,
It will
the
happen.
fans won't let that happen because they're also
They
majority
they own it.
owners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
so
Green Bay's not. It's not going to happen. Second reason, and I think this actually, I think is reason number one. I think it's the most important reason. Let's take a look at who are all the teams that are talking about doming their stadium. Who is it? Mostly huge metros. Now, Cleveland is an exception, but Cleveland is not a small city by any means. So why does that matter, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. If we have to dome a stadium, y'all said it. The whole point of doming a stadium is to host a Super Bowl, right? It brings in a ton of money for the city.
Yep.
We also have to think about this. There's a reason why not every NFL team has hosted a Super Bowl. It's not just because of weather. I mean, the Super Bowl was in New York, for crying out loud, in the middle of February. So
That was a snooze fest.
the reason it was, but the reason that these teams, that not every team has hosted a Super Bowl, is not because of weather. It's because of lack of infrastructure. Green Bay, Wisconsin is never going to host a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if they dome the place. Seattle's a big city, but it's pretty unlikely that they would host a Super Bowl. Same thing with Cleveland, even if they were to dome it. I don't really understand why Cleveland's doing it, because there ain't no way Cleveland, Ohio is ever going to host a Super Bowl. They don't have the infrastructure, and what I mean by infrastructure is they don't have the amount of hotels. They don't have the roadway to handle all that extra traffic.
They don't have the tourist attractions either.
Exactly. There's a reason
I mean,
why.
are you going to
cities
sit there and say,
like
"Well,
Los
I'm going to go
Angeles-
look at Cleveland"? Is that what you really
Yeah.
want to do? You hit the nail on the head right there, Ben. Is that somewhere you want to
There's
go?
a reason why cities like LA, Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans, like there's a reason why those cities have the most Super Bowls. It's not just because of warm weather. It's because they have stuff to do and they have the roadways and the hotels and all that stuff that can handle that.
I agree 100%. This is from Aaron as well. Just said, I'm not sure what to think. I get the rationale behind it, but I'm going to miss snowy games. For example, if the Browns don't get a snow game twice a year, there goes their 2 wins. I like it.
Now they have at least 4.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. So, all right, Shane, now comes one of the most iconic theme songs that you will ever hear in sports, and it's the Masters theme song. CBS proudly presents the Masters. My favorite is when Jim Nantz would say, "Hello, friends. Welcome to the Masters." So, Amen's Corner is literally about to be on your TV. So my question is going to go to everybody, but I'm going to start with you, Shane. First off, who are your sleepers and who could actually win the Masters this year? And, I know it's like a shot in the dark, but Tiger Woods did say he is going to participate in the Masters. So that's going to draw a lot of fans in general, but give us your in-depth detail and knowledge, and, give us your predictions about who could possibly wear that green jacket come the end of the Masters tournament.
Oh yeah, well, the Masters, it's such Augusta National is such a prestigious place. It's as they say, hollow ground, kind of thing. It's a tricky course though, to say the least. Greens are always slick and fast. You've got to be able to hit the long ball, but then you've got to be able to dial it back as well. You got to have great wedge play, and I mean the sand in the bunkers there. It's like I don't know what you want to call it, kind of like a kinetic sand pillow kind of fluffiness that they have that they really don't have anywhere else. I mean, I think they import their sand in from one particular place, and so. But it's you've got a lot of competition there, and a lot of people get up for these matches. But then you have a lot of players that are just good and are playing good at the right time. So a couple sleepers that I'm thinking about heading into the Masters. It's kind of one of those major tournaments that a lot of left-handers have won. And a golfer playing good right now is Akshay Bhatia. Left-hander, younger guy, can really play well with his irons, and can drive the ball a decent distance for as skinny as he is. All those twigs that he's got. but then
Leave it to Shane to mention about that.
yeah, but you've got some other good names. Louis Oberg is playing real good right now. But it's always fun to see that. I always love Wednesday watching the par three
Yes, I
competition.
was just about to ask the
Uh,
par three for you. I'm looking
man,
forward to that too.
it's fun. Kind of a little story. My dad went to the Masters once to watch a practice round, and he went to the restroom or something, got separated from his group, and so he just started walking around because you really don't know exactly where you are unless you have a map, and are playing the course. So he just kind of wandered off and. He said, there's not a lot of people around here. And he said, that's a nice par three right there. And then he said, oh wait, there's another par three, and then he finally realized that he had made his way all the way up to the par three course instead of the main course. But it's always fun to see, and as you said, with that music and Jim Nance narrating in the background. The flowers normally are blooming that time of year. Might get a little bit less of that this year with such the heat wave that we've gotten in certain spurts. Because I know most all the Bradford pears up here have already bloomed, so which is a good thing because no more smell, no more
You don't
pollen.
want to smell that stinky fishy tree. That stinky fishy tree
Yeah,
is gross.
yeah. So, but I'm definitely going to be tuned in. Probably for the whole 4 days of the Masters. Well, 5 days with the par three contest as well. So definitely looking forward to see it. Really interested to see what John Rahm can do too. He's been playing real good here over on the Live Tour. So, him coming in, competing is going to be a good test. See exactly where the Live Tour is compared to the PGA kind of tour courses that they normally play.
What about you, Ben? What are you looking forward to most with the Masters? Other than hearing the most beautiful theme song that's ever been written in human history.
Respect, but I might consider NFL on NBC the most beautiful theme of all time. But it's better than Fox. Don't tell everybody I said that. But
Your secret safe with us.
yeah. No, I mean I think much like March Madness is in the Carolinas. The Masters is such a big deal down in Georgia. I mean it's a big deal everywhere, but man, it's definitely something that a lot of the country looks forward to, just like March Madness. It's to them, their March Madness, and I think some of the players I'm kind of keeping an eye on is and I apologize if I'm saying his name wrong, but Ludwig Iberg, I believe how do you
That's the
say his
young kid,
name?
isn't it? Yes.
He's a young guy.
Oberg. Yeah,
You know,
Oberg. That's one I was talking
Oberg.
about as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. I really like him, man, because I mean I think he could be coming for revenge after being a runner up last year. He really tanked those last few holes, which is really what derailed him. But if he can be a little bit more consistent and carry that high level of edge and intensity across every hole, uh, I honestly think it may be in my opinion, he may be the favorite if he plays consistently. He's got to be more consistent with it. I like John Rahm. Rahm is a popular pick for a lot of people. Obviously it's been a couple years since he's really been in the bulk of the spotlight, but those are the two that I'm primarily keeping an eye on.
Yes. And stay tuned with the Sports Nuts. We are going to talk a lot more about golf. Shane is our golf guru. I am too, but Shane's more of our golf guru than anybody. So you'll hear a lot more about that. All right. So Shane has a sports story to share with us. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, it's a great lead in to my sports story with that last topic, and my sports story is going to highlight John Daly's new Masters Hangout. John Daly infamously loves Hooters and set up shop there at the location off of Washington Road in Augusta for about 28 years. Been going there that long. Hasn't played in the tournament since 2006, but always goes there. Kind of sets up shop, talks to the fans, signs autograph, pictures, anything that the fans have. Sells merchandise, even up to his cigars, short game cigars that he has. He sells for $250 a
What about those
box.
pants? Does he sell those pants too?
Oh, the loudmouth golf pants. They probably have a booth or something set up at the Masters. But this is more kind of just the kind of the memorabilia thing, and like the hats and kind of the quick stuff for the fans. But now that location's been torn down. So John Daly has teamed up with Top Golf. They're in Augusta. It's about 5 miles from the course, closer to the South Carolina line. But they're going to have John Daly's unofficial 19th hole kind of event there Thursday and Friday of the Masters week. Be I think 6 to 9. Hang out, hit some balls. He'll probably be there smoking Marlboro Lights, barefoot, hitting balls, just trick shots kind of deals, but kind of side hustling people as well. But should be a good time. Just wanted to highlight that. John Daly's one of those polarizing figures that's been in the game of golf and still kind of relevant. Even with his son coming up now through the ranks, played his first PGA Tour event a couple of weeks ago and ended up, I believe, top 10, if not second finisher. So definitely, we get another dose of, kind of an everyday kind of humble golfer kind of personality person that we can all relate to again. And now Junior doesn't do all the outlandish stuff that Big John does. But definitely, a polarizing figure, in John Daly, and definitely great to see him, keep that tradition up by going down to the Masters every year and, giving a true fan experience for, the average golfer that loves it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the Masters. It's one of the most iconic everything. So really excited. All right, so now comes the everybody's favorite segment. What we do, it is called the Yes, it is the honorable mentions. We're updating the slide, by the way, so you'll see a little more fanciness coming soon. What we do is we give you 1 to 4 sports stories that usually the mainstream media doesn't either A, cover enough of, or they just don't cover. And we do why? Because we're nuts about sports. We're the sports nuts. What else? My first honorable mention, shout out to the Atlanta Hawks, winners of 11 in a row. They're half a game behind Orlando for first place in the Southeast. They're currently down to the Houston Rockets, but Atlanta is on the precipice of possibly finally getting out of the stupid play-in tournament. But congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks. Maybe they can finally turn heads. We will see. All right, Shane, give us your first honorable mention, please, sir.
My first honorable mention is going to go to the head coach of the South Florida Bulls, Brian Hodgson. His father, Larry, who suffers from dementia, has never been able to see him in person coach a college basketball game due to the struggles of traveling and everything with that disease. But they got selected into the NCAA tournament, faced Louisville. He's from upstate New York. So his dad and mom were able to finally come watch him coach a game. So shout out to Brian. Great story to hear. So just a special moment for that family.
I love it. All right, Ben, give us your first honorable mention, sir.
Yeah. Before I do real fast, I'm just gonna add on to that Atlanta Hawks part. Just to note, they just finished playing the Magic a couple days ago. The Atlanta Hawks have already won the season series, beat them 3-0. So that means that if it comes down to a tiebreaker between the two teams, Atlanta's going to have that tiebreaker. So incredibly slim margin for Orlando there. Secondly, my honorable mention, first one tonight, I am going to mention a guy by the name of Declan Farmer. For those of y'all who don't know, he has won 5 straight gold medals with the Paralympics. And obviously, we just got finished with the Olympics 3 or 4 weeks ago. But right after that, you had the Paralympics, and the U.S. has won 5 straight gold medals in that. It is called the Paralympics sled hockey. It's actually pretty fun to watch if y'all have never
Yes, that's
tuned into
awesome.
it before.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing, man.
Didn't they beat Canada? So
Yes, they beat
did.
Canada.
They did. Yep.
Yes.
It is the
3-0
first
against
time.
Canada in
They're the
hockey.
only country. The U.S. is the only country to ever get a gold medal, and not only the hockey event, but also the Paralympic hockey event in the same year. The only country to ever do it.
Nice.
So hats off to the U.S. That's awesome.
I love it, dude. Ben, you're getting some really good ones, man. I'm digging this. My second honorable mention, I have to give and Shane, you know this. I do this all the time with small schools. But huge shout out to George Washington for upsetting then number 4 seeded Utah Valley in the first round of the NIT by a score of 79-78. Now, folks, I made mention of this too. Utah Valley has been. Don't mind Cassie. That noise you hear is my wife is massaging with the massaging gun on my leg. So, but Utah Valley has been in a lot of legal trouble as of late. The school in the Western Athletic Conference, they're in some form of litigation right now. They actually came to the verge of almost not being able to play in a tournament period. Then there are talks that the Western Athletic Conference is going to possibly dissolve. But George Washington, though, shout out to them. They were 18-13 at the time. They did upset a top 24 team. So big win indeed for George Washington upsetting Utah Valley. I mean, first off, I hate to say this, but basketball is coming to an end, and it never gets easier when you see it. So, all right, Shane, give us your next honorable mention, please, sir.
All right, my next honorable mention is going to go out to Glenn Rice. With March Madness going on in the first round, kind of upsets and kind of first time deals that we had. I did more of a deep dive into it and found this and had to highlight it. In the 1989 tournament, Glenn Rice for Michigan for over 6 games holds all NCAA records with 184 points, 75 made field goals, 27 made three-pointers, and a 56.5% three-point percentage, which is a record for anyone over 30 attempts.
That's a record, period. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know many people can make 56% of their three-pointers.
Yeah. Also won the title. So just wanted to shout out Glenn Rice and kind of highlight that.
I like it. All right, Ben, give us your next honorable mention, please, sir.
Well, I'm going to keep it in basketball, but we're going to switch gears from college, and I'm going to talk a little bit about an NBA rookie who actually played, and I hate that I missed the 76ers guy last week or a couple weeks ago because he's going to love that I'm going to mention this, and I hope he tunes into this. VJ
Good to see you,
Edgecombe.
brother.
VJ Edgecombe, ladies and gentlemen. That guy, if y'all have not watched him play, is an unreal basketball player. I mean, if Con Knippel and Cooper Flagg did not exist, this guy would be a runaway for the Rookie of the Year. Runaway. He would have been a runaway last year, that's for darn sure. VJ Edgecombe scored 38, 11, and 7. That was his stat line last night. He also had 2 steals. Edgecombe is a baller, certified hooper. I'm also going to make a bold statement here. I think he's already the best player in Philly. I think he's better than Maxey. You heard right. I think Embiid, and I like Embiid, but man, his career is going to start going down any year now. That dude's what, 33, 32?
And he's the body of a 90-year-old.
If he's not the best player in that team, he will be. It ain't going to be long.
Wow. I like that. Good. That's a good one. All right, so my third honorable mention is kind of a sticker shock, and Cassie is sitting right here, so you guys are all going to be first time hearing this, but Iowa State has announced that they are shutting down their gymnastics program effective immediately. And they will replace it with another women's sport that is quote unquote as comparable to gymnastics. Now, they've already hurt their school as gymnastics, as you guys know, is a fast growing sport. We actually had Graham Neff, the Clemson athletic director, come on a while back, and he talked about the Clemson gymnastics and how gymnastics is a fast growing sport. The short is out on our YouTube page. Check it out at the Sportz Nutz 176. But now the good thing is the school will still honor all of their scholarships for the rest of this year. And they will actually also help the athletes, as you know this very well too, Shane and Ben. Limestone College, they completely shut down this past year, and they helped put all the student athletes at other universities. Well, that's exactly what Iowa State is going to do. They are going to help every player who needs to transfer and to another school program that has gymnastics. So they're still going to honor it. It's just sad that Iowa State is dissolving their gymnastics program. All right, Shane, give us your third and final honorable mention, please. Or give us your final honorable mention, please, sir.
Yeah, my last honorable mention is going to go to the Virginia Tech Hokie and Charlotte Hornet legend, Mr. Dale Curry. Last night had the number 30 retired there in Charlotte. What was there was an event. Both Steph and Seth were there, as well as his daughter. I believe 6 of his 10 grandkids with his wife. So it was a very special moment to see that number go up into the rafters. Especially, I'm partial to him being a Hokie great. But it really means a lot, and especially since he's still actively involved with the team on the broadcast side. It was great to see. He said it didn't really hit him till they had a nice. I don't know how quiet it could be with 6 grandkids and that many people.
I have 4. You probably can hear my kids screaming
at dinner. But said that they had an intimate dinner the night before when everybody got there and stuff, and it really kind of hit them and kind of broke down with that. So definitely great to see Dale, get his cake that he deserves.
I remember watching him play. That's how long I've watched basketball. He was a physical specimen, to say the least. Real quick, John wants to give an honorable mention to the Kansas State girls basketball for having the largest attendance of any game in the women's BIT tournament, and then Kansas State baseball selling it out tonight. Congratulations on that one. Good to see you, Ralph, as well. All right, Ben, give us your final honorable mention, please, sir.
Well, I'm going to give an honorable mention to the Cincinnati Reds. They have a number of players that are just absolutely lighting up spring training, man. And I want to highlight a couple of young players that I believe could be on the cusp of a breakout season in the major leagues. You got a guy by the name of Matt McLean and Reese Hines, 2 incredible baseball players. And Matt, as a matter of fact, Matt McLean is averaging a 5.45 right now in spring training. Guys, I don't know if y'all are keeping track, but that means he's hitting over half of the pitches being thrown at him. I don't care if it's spring training or not. That's an impressive stat, man. And he's had 44 at bats, by the way. It's not like he's only been, it's not like he's only had 7 or 8 at bats. No, the brother's been at bat almost 50 times.
Wow.
This could be a breakout season, not just for Hines and McLean, but for the Cincinnati Reds as well.
I like that. Apparently, John also just made a mention that Cam Jordan could be leaving New Orleans to go to the Chiefs. Wow, that would
He
be
just
so
wants a
weird.
ring.
That'd be so weird not seeing Cam Jordan
Hey,
there.
I got one more honorable mention that just happened, kind of breaking news a
I know what
little
you're
while
about to
ago.
say.
Yep, Braden Smith just passed Bobby Hurley for the all-time NCAA assist record. I think he's up. I think he's up to like 1,080 now or something like that. But the old record was 1,076 assists set by Bobby Hurley. Now belongs to Braden Smith of Purdue.
Very nice. That's pretty cool. Like that it happened right as we're on the air with you guys. There's been a lot of good, just a lot of good sports going on as of late. I want to do want to give a special shout out though to all the first timers that have happened this particular NCAA tournament. We saw the first time ever that Queens University, they got into the NCAA tournament. Of course, they're getting absolutely demolished, but they made it to the NCAA tournament. This is also their last time that they will ever be in the NCAA tournament as Queens University, as they're merging with Elon University. We saw Howard get their first ever NCAA victory. We saw Nebraska finally end their winless streak in NCAA basketball. They got their first one. So there's been a lot of firsts that have happened. So just shout out to the basketball gods for giving us such an amazing NCAA tournament. So yes, and I want to say special shout out to Shane, to Ben, to Matt for this news that has just come out actually today. And I'm really pleasantly surprised on this one. I want to say we now have encompassed the 5,635 subscriber mark on YouTube. And I want to give another shout out to Tony Gladstone, by the way. Every episode that he has been on combined as of late is almost it's like over 150,000 views. So that just goes to show we are doing fantastic things. So I don't want to say this has been an amazing episode. I mean, every episode we have is a lot of fun. It is amazing, but it's just nice to be on the air for 90 minutes talking to you all and talking to Shane and to talking to Ben. Matt's not here because he's sick, but it's nice to talk sports with our friends. And it really does mean a lot to us. So I do have a little bit of a contest that's going on for you guys. We want you to reach out to us via email. My email address is brandonkeeleronradio@gmail.com. You can reach us out on Twitter or on Facebook at the Sportz Nutz. My TikTok, which is Brandon.Keeler8. You can reach out to Shane's Facebook. You can reach out to him on Instagram, on Snapchat, on TikTok, wherever. Same thing with Ben. As you see, Ben's name is right there on there. That's his little place you can find him on there. What we want you to do is, and this is going to become a permanent segment. It could be not both, but maybe both. Give us 2 ideas for what we should talk about regularly. And if they become permanent, we will obviously talk about them. But we will choose who gives us the best possible content, like which ones it is. And we will invite you on our show. You will get your own introduction video, everything. You can debate with myself, with Shane, with Matt. And I'm letting you guys know now, Ben is already eagerly awaiting this. He has already come out and said, ain't nobody going to be able to debate with him. So we're looking forward to that one.
Got my popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn ready. That's right. So
I got my boxing gloves, baby.
So what we want you to do is send us 2 ideas that we should talk about that will most likely become permanent staples as to the show. If we like those 2 ideas, you are selected. You go on. We will notify you that you have won. You'll get to come on the show and have a good segment with us. You will get a short clip, obviously, for your time being on the show, but you'll also get a copy of your introduction video. So we're really excited about that one. So when do you have the deadline by? April 20. I had it as April 20th, April 26th, 2026. That's to be the deadline for you guys to send it into. So, oh man, we have had such an amazing time talking to you. Shout out to Jerry for coming on. We really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That was, he really does mean a lot. I have a lot of fun talking with him. Jerry's a great guy. He's a really good friend of the show. So here's what's upcoming with the Sportz Nutz. Episode 208 will be Monday, the 23rd of March. Episode 209 will be Wednesday, March the 25th. We have our good friend Jason Hall, the running back who is in arena football, who has been documenting his transition from the Arena Football League all the way up to possibly the NFL. Jason came on and we had a lot of fun with him before, so we're going to talk to him, as well as our good friend Cole from Flag on the Take podcast. He's going to talk to us about the upcoming NFL draft. He's going to talk to us about his Ravens. He's a diehard Ravens fanatic and a whole lot more. And you're going to see Cole come on our show regularly, weekly, to talk to us. So we're really excited about that one. And then episode 210, Friday, March the 27th. This is the big one. The Sportz Nutz will have an NFL mock draft. We have already discussed it's going to be 3 rounds of the mock draft. You're going to have our good friends Chase Cravey from the Dirty Fanatics United, Cole from Flag on the Take, Mark Livingston of Greenville Sports Media, Ben Rodriguez, who is from Inside the Locker Room that covers the New York Jets, and a whole lot more. You're going to get the chance to hopefully see us give your team the chance to grow for a better team. We'll see. And then the next one, episode 211, Monday, March 30th, Coach Vince of Straight Sports Talk with Coach Vince joins the show. And then we have an episode 212 on Wednesday, the April Fool's Day. And then on April the 3rd, Friday the 3rd, we have Tyler McBride. He is of the NFL production crew and also a ringside pro wrestler, play-by-play. He will be joining the show. And then we just got word of this today. Kanoa Leahy. Yes, our good friend Kanoa, who came and joined us on episode 100, is going to be joining us as well on April the 6th, Monday, April the 6th. So we're going to talk to Kanoa Leahy. You're not going to want to miss a lot of what we have scheduled for you guys because season 6 is going to be epic. So with that being said, for everybody who tuned in tonight, everybody who listened to us on the radio, we greatly appreciate you all. Ben, give your final goodbyes, please, sir.
First off, Matt, we missed you tonight, man. Get better soon. It's not the same without you, dog. And we love you and praying for you. Everybody else that's tuned in tonight, thank you so much just for your love and support. It's deeply felt and deeply appreciated. Everybody have a safe and fun weekend, and God bless.
Absolutely. And as Matt always tells you, it is the weekend. You're going to want to partake in some adult libations. Don't get too cocky. Don't drink and don't drive. If you're going to drink, call a ride share, or better yet, stay home. Just don't get flagged in a game of life. Shane, give us your final goodbyes, sir.
Oh yeah, well, as always, we appreciate y'all letting us bend your ear for a little bit and talk some sports. Kind of basketball heavy, but hey, that's the world that we're in right now. But definitely enjoyed it, especially Jerry coming on. It's always fun talking to him. He's got great insight and a real fan of the show as well. So we appreciate him a lot. But as always, may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. Y'all are, like I said, you're not going to want to miss any of the great episodes lined up for season 6 of the Sportz Nutz. We're going to have even bigger guests. We're going to cover more racing, more golf, the Masters, some UFL, and even more sports like tennis. And guess what? We actually have another journalist who is going to join us for our website, nuttysportstalk.com. And we're going to actually, I'm going to be a part of it too. We're going to write stories for sports events that have happened, and we're going to get credentialed for more opportunities. So stay tuned for that one. So as I always tell you guys, peace up. A-Town down why it's the greatest sports city there ever was. Hey, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the weather that's supposed to come. Shane, I hate to break it to you, man, but we're supposed to get darn near close to 90 degrees this weekend. So
not us. So 76, I think, was what I saw Sunday.
Yeah, it's supposed to go right back down to like 50.
Yeah. It's a quick little spurt of cold, but you know what? This is the springtime. Tomorrow is the first day.
Just in time for the weekend.
That's right.
Just in time for the weekend, and lovely golf weather.
That's right. And tomorrow is the first day of spring, so make sure you guys enjoy it. But until then, enjoy this lovely outro that Matt has created, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, goodbye.